Federico Valverde has finally decided to break his silence after one of the most explosive controversies of Real Madrid's season. Reports coming out of Spain shocked football fans around the world after rumors claimed that Valverde and Aurélien Tchouaméni were involved in a violent dressing room fight that left the Uruguayan midfielder hospitalized with a head injury. The story immediately spread across social media, newspapers, television programs, and football websites, creating massive speculation about a possible crisis inside the Real Madrid squad. Some reports even claimed punches had been thrown between the two stars during a heated confrontation at training. But now, Valverde himself has responded publicly with a long emotional statement, denying the accusations and revealing his version of what really happened behind the scenes at Valdebebas. Before we continue with all the details surrounding the fight, the injury, Real Madrid's official reaction, and the growing tension inside the squad, make sure to subscribe to the channel and activate notifications so you never miss the latest football news, transfer rumors, exclusive updates, and everything happening around Real Madrid and world football.
I mean, Real Madrid seem to have turned into the fight club. The players at the moment are holding a crisis meeting at their training ground after some extraordinary events over the last 24 hours. What happened yesterday is that there was a physical confrontation between two Real Madrid players on the training pitch, between Fede Valverde and Aurélien Tchouaméni. Now, we see that kind of thing happen a lot, but this was a fight on the training pitch. Normally then what happens is that the players kiss and make up. What happened here is the players came back to training today, trained again, and there was another altercation. Nothing was settled. At the end of the training session, they went back into the dressing room and there was a fight between the two players, and it ended up with Valverde having to go to hospital with a suspected head injury. Now, thankfully, he was discharged pretty quickly, and he returned to Real Madrid's training ground for this crisis meeting with his teammates. Now, Real Madrid executives, led by the president, Florentino Perez, are investigating, and the players will be disciplined. I mean, these are extraordinary events, especially in respect to the fact that they've got this big game against their rivals, Barcelona, on Sunday night. Now, they're not going to win the title. They're not going to win anything this season. They're playing for pride. Barcelona 11 points clear at the top of La Liga, and they just need a point to clinch the title. But things going from bad to worse at Real Madrid.
The controversy began during a training session earlier this week. According to multiple Spanish reports, Valverde and Tchouaméni became involved in a heated argument after a hard challenge during practice. Witnesses inside the club reportedly described the atmosphere as tense from the beginning, with frustration already building among the players after a disastrous season filled with disappointments. Real Madrid's elimination from the UEFA Champions League had already left the squad emotionally shaken, while Barcelona's dominance in La Liga only increased the pressure inside the dressing room. Sources close to the club claimed that emotions boiled over during the session, leading to a confrontation between the two midfielders that had to be stopped by teammates and coaching staff before things escalated even further. At first, many believed the situation had ended there, but according to Spanish newspaper reports, the tension continued into the following day. Rumors quickly spread that Valverde had accused Tchouaméni of leaking information about the first argument to journalists. That accusation allegedly sparked another intense confrontation between the two players inside the training facilities. Some outlets even claimed that the French midfielder punched Valverde during the argument, leaving him with a head injury serious enough to require hospital treatment and stitches. The reports exploded online within minutes, with fans across the world debating whether Real Madrid's dressing room had completely collapsed under the pressure of another failed campaign. The situation became even bigger when Real Madrid officially confirmed that an internal disciplinary process had been opened involving both players. The club released a statement announcing that it would investigate the events that occurred during training and that decisions would be made once the internal procedures were completed. At the same time, the club's medical department confirmed that Federico Valverde had suffered what they described as a cranioencephalic trauma, meaning a head injury that would force the midfielder to remain at home resting for approximately 10 to 14 days. The injury also ruled him out of the massive El Clásico showdown against Barcelona, one of the most important matches of the season.
Yeah, I was telling you a few minutes ago that we were expecting a statement from Real Madrid about what has been happening at their training ground, and we have just received a statement from Real Madrid. I'll read it out to you. It says Real Madrid announces that following the events that took place this morning in the first team training session, it has decided to open disciplinary proceedings against our players Federico Valverde and Aurélien Tchouaméni. The club will announce the resolutions of both cases in due course once the corresponding internal procedures have been completed. So as we were telling you, Real Madrid are taking this very, very seriously. These were serious incidents. The president, Florentino Perez himself, is involved in this. He's already spoken to the players. They want to get to the bottom of exactly what happened. And once their investigation is finished, I would expect at least one, if not both of these players will be disciplined, because they didn't just fight one day. This wasn't an isolated incident. This is something that happened yesterday and then carried on into today and ended up with one of the players in hospital.
With speculation growing every hour, Valverde finally addressed the controversy through an emotional and detailed statement on social media. The Uruguayan midfielder immediately denied all accusations of physical aggression involving Tchouaméni. According to Valverde, while there were arguments between the players, there was never a fight involving punches or intentional violence. He explained that the first disagreement happened naturally during training because of the intensity and competitiveness that exist inside a club like Real Madrid. Valverde admitted that exhaustion, frustration, and emotional pressure have affected many players as the season approaches its end. In his statement, Valverde said that in any normal dressing room, disagreements between teammates can happen and are usually resolved internally without becoming public scandals. However, he believes someone inside or around the club quickly spread information to the media, causing the situation to spiral out of control. The midfielder expressed frustration that every issue involving Real Madrid becomes amplified because of the club's global attention and because critics are eager to attack the team during a season without major trophies. Valverde then explained exactly how he suffered the injury to his head. According to the midfielder, during another heated discussion, he accidentally hit a table in frustration, causing a cut on his forehead that required medical attention and a routine hospital visit. He insisted once again that Tchouaméni never punched him and that the French midfielder was not responsible for the injury. The Uruguayan admitted that many people would probably prefer to believe the dramatic rumors about a dressing room fight because those stories attract more attention, but he strongly stated that the reports were false. The emotional tone of Valverde's message revealed just how difficult this season has been for Real Madrid's players. The midfielder openly admitted that the squad is mentally exhausted after months of pressure, criticism, injuries, and disappointing performances. He spoke about the pain of seeing another season slip away without achieving the club's biggest objectives. According to Valverde, many players are reaching the end of the campaign with their last remaining strength, both physically and emotionally. He also confessed that he had been carrying frustration and anger ever since Real Madrid's painful Champions League elimination, and that all those emotions contributed to the arguments with his teammate. Despite everything that happened, Valverde made it very clear that he still supports Tchouaméni and remains fully committed to the team. One of the strongest parts of his statement came when he declared that if he ever needed to defend Tchouaméni on the pitch, he would be the first person ready to do it. The midfielder emphasized that internal conflicts should never overshadow the unity of the squad and insisted that his respect for his teammate remains intact despite the tension between them. The controversy has also sparked enormous debate among Real Madrid supporters and Spanish football analysts. Some fans believe the situation proves that pressure inside the dressing room has reached dangerous levels after a season considered unacceptable by the club's standards. Others argue that disagreements between players are normal in elite football, especially in teams fighting under constant scrutiny and enormous expectations. Former players and commentators have pointed out that many successful teams throughout football history experienced internal clashes during difficult moments, but those incidents rarely became public because dressing rooms usually protected their privacy better than modern football environments do today. Spanish media coverage of the incident has been relentless. Television programs dedicated hours to analyzing every possible detail of the story, while social media exploded with theories, leaked information, and conflicting versions of events. Some journalists claimed the relationship between Valverde and Tchouaméni had already been tense for weeks due to frustration over performances and tactical disagreements. Others insisted the conflict was simply the result of emotional overload after Real Madrid's disappointing campaign. The lack of complete transparency from the club only fueled even more speculation among fans desperate to understand what is happening behind closed doors. The timing of the controversy could not be worse for Real Madrid. The team now faces Barcelona in a crucial El Clásico with the La Liga title race almost decided. Barcelona currently leads the standings with 88 points, while Real Madrid sits second with 77 points. A defeat would officially hand even more dominance to their rivals and deepen the disappointment surrounding Madrid's season. Losing Valverde for such an important match is a massive blow, especially considering his importance in midfield, his energy, leadership, defensive work, and ability to influence big games.